Today we're gathering together some people from near and far to come and do a study day together on worship, liturgy and social media. We want to look particularly at the interaction between the two worlds of prayer, spirituality, liturgy and cyberspace.
I mean, I've had a good grasp on Twitter for a while and I've been blogging for a while as well, and just to learn some more about how I can get it more prayerful and liturgical, and just to learn some new things from other people.
One thing I'm hoping to get from today is how we can use our church Twitter account to communicate more effectively with our congregation and with the wider community.
I want to try and reach the younger people in the village who don't come to church, and I think that social media is a way of doing that.
And learning how to use it ethically. I work with a lot of children, so learning the boundaries with children and how true can you be to yourself online.
A lot of us don't really know what it involves. A lot of us don't know what's behind Twitter. A lot of us don't know what to make of it. So this day is a kind of introduction to all of those questions. The huge number of people that are using Twitter and Facebook and other social media to communicate with each other and to make new connections and make new networks. And churches are realising that without interacting with people in that world, the Spirit of God will be lost, or at least hidden. And so it's really about bringing the love of God into this cyber world. It might be worth, if you haven't tweeted yet, to try and tweet and use the hashtag Westcott and just say something, hello, something that what you're wanting to take from today. Just how do we manage it? How do we deal with, we know we have to get into social media, we know we have to use social media, but how do we use it in a way that's positive and not going to completely take away from our day-to-day lives? We all can provide prayers and spirituality at times of need or at times of joy. And the more people that are savvy, the more people that are literate about writing short prayers, short tweets, spiritual tweets, the better and the more spiritual cyberspace will become. And then we had a little go at writing some Twitter prayers, and that was a very successful exercise to structure and to write a sort of strict, succinct prayer in 140 characters is quite difficult. And people found that quite challenging but very energising. And so when we got them to tweet those prayers, they were very, very engaged with that process, and that was, I think, one of the most successful parts of the day. It's much easier to write much longer prayers than it is to write short, meaningful, punchy collects in 140 characters or less if you're using a hashtag as well. How can you describe God as succinctly but as profoundly as possible? And what are you asking for in this particular prayer? Is it for healing? Is it for love? Is it for blessing? Really needs to be one thing only. And then the ending, I mean, very, very difficult to put through Christ our Lord at the end of a collect because that's taking up so many characters, but yet it's very important to pray through Christ. So there's all those things to balance up.
Really looking forward to the debate on whether we should tweet in church, actually, because I'm quite happy to pick up points from sermons and stuff and to tweet them out because I think they're interesting. I think people should be able to read them. But I know a lot of people have looked at me when I've got my phone in my hand and they're like, you're not paying attention, da, 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 da. But actually, if anything, I'm trying to help myself remember it by tweeting it out to other people.
If there's one thing that I would take from this morning session is that the church should live in the now and in the now to come.
What I think we do need to realise in the church is that it's going to happen whether the church likes it or not. And the biggest challenge and the biggest question for the church is how do we carry forward the traditions, the riches of the past into this new world that we're on the cusp of? How do we embrace this new world but at the same time bring in the traditions and the beauty and the riches and the wisdom of over 2,000 years?